National Podcast Day is September 30th, but what is National Podcast Day? It's pretty simple and you can help spread the word. National Podcast Day is dedicated to promoting podcasting worldwide through public engagement. You may be asking, what can I do to get involved with National Podcast Day? It's easy. Head over to nationalpodcastday.com and check the suggestions, but ultimately these options are endless. Remember September 30th, nationalpodcastday.com, and let's start the conversation.
Find yourself in the Beachview area of Pittsburgh? Check out the official pizza of this show, Slice on Broadway, sharing an abnormal obsession with pizza we can relate to. Check them out at sliceonbroadway.com and tell them this show sent you.
Titan Falls. Not that one, the other one. This week on Boss Battle. Welcome everybody to Boss Battle number 111, a show in which the writers of InsertCoinToBegin.com get together to talk about video games. I'm your host, Bobby F. J. Town, but before we get to the apple center of this candy apple of a podcast, let's find out what everybody achieved this week. Chachi, how about you?
That one was not good, Bobby.
I know.
That one was lacking in everything.
I had candy apple M&Ms the other day.
Why would you do that to yourself?
That's all I can think about because they were so delicious.
Why would you do that to yourself?
Let me be okay. The red ones were delicious. The kind of maroonish ones were not. But the red ones were
I played Destiny.
That's what I figured. That's what I figured.
Somebody found an exploit. They kept referring to it as a glitch on the internet, but it's not a glitch because the game's working exactly how it's supposed to work.
Mm-hmm.
It's just you can take advantage of this particular part. So what it is...
Cheating without...
What?
Cheating without cheating, right?
Yeah, it's not cheating. I mean, you're playing the game as it...
Yeah,
as
it's cheating without cheating.
But, so you go to a certain part of this level, and if you stand far enough back, you can fire into this cave and kill every bad guy that spawns.
Right.
Over and over and over and over and over and over again. Like, we did it until I run out of ammo. Then I go in and get all of my armor, weapon drops, refill my ammo, go back, all while gaining experience.
Nice.
So in the past 2 days, I went up 4 levels, almost 5. I'm on the cusp of reaching level 17. So yeah, that's what I did. I also played HipstaFox. Fuck you, Bobby.
hey, the review, which we'll get to later, was actually a lot better than I thought it was going to be.
Well, that's because when I'm reviewing these games, I try to be civil.
Yeah. And
there's been a lot of games that I haven't reviewed because I can't think of a way to be civil. So those games just don't get reviewed, and I stop playing them minutes after I started playing them. So... yeah, that's about it.
All right, Rizz, what'd you achieve this week? Same thing?
Same. But no, seriously, Bobby.
I know.
We have said this online. We have said this offline. We are now saying it to you live on Boss Battle. Buy this game.
We'll see.
No, Bobby, we need you.
No, we will not see. We will see you on Destiny.
The reason we need you...
Why aren't you peer pressuring Sorg?
Because Sorg's already made his decision. You said you might pick this up, so now we're trying to convince you.
Okay.
But we need you because the raids and everything are 3 people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And we don't want to go in with a stranger who's probably going to drag us down.
Right.
So you'll go with your friend who will drag you down instead.
Well, no, because we're high enough level that we can probably carry you through.
Oh, thanks.
We will carry you, Bobby.
You only benefit from this.
We are like your bodyguard and bodyguard. But also, this Friday, I'm going to put down my Destiny and play some Hyrule Warriors.
No, you're not.
Wow.
We're raiding Friday.
I thought that was
I know we're raiding Friday, but
I thought that was going to be a more awesome announcement.
Yeah.
No, it was an announcement. I'm going to buy another game called Hyrule Warriors, and I'm probably going to play that a lot. and I'll mention why in my review, which will probably be on next Wednesday. Not this Wednesday. This Wednesday I have something cooked up.
Hyrule Warriors.
Bobby. Hey,
no,
Bobby.
go Sorg. Sorg, what'd you achieve this week?
Guys, this week it's all about the Goat Simulator on iOS. Look at that! Wow, you guys were here. I was actually, I became the king of the goats.
Meh. That goat today on our friend's show, the Freak Show, barked like a dog. Does the Goat Simulator goat bark like a dog?
I don't know. I haven't been playing with audio on, especially to, in respect to this podcast. So, oh, that car almost hit me. Oh, jeez. Okay, back to it, Bobby.
Sorg, no video games during the podcast.
Oh, I don't know, man.
Sorg, we turned off Destiny to do this show. Destiny.
Right, from the chat, Mad Mike said he downloaded the new Smash Brothers demo and he's having fun with Mega Man.
Nice.
And I achieved. I've been playing a lot of not iOS games, but Android games lately. I haven't had much console game experience lately. I played the Supercard WWE Supercard tournament thing they've been doing with Brock Lesnar and John Cena. I got the Brock Lesnar Super Rare Duo of cards. I think I was like 63,000, something like that, ranked. So I got 2 of those, and I got a super rare Dean Ambrose today. So that's good, and a super rare Brie Bella. So,
can we talk about when did Supercard start tweeting my rewards to Facebook?
They did. Oh wow!
Yeah. My rare Brock Lesnar ended up on my Facebook, and I think Rizz liked it.
Really?
I did.
I don't think
I got the same Brock Lesnar.
I think I'm signed in with Google Plus. So I'm gonna have to link those accounts so I can post it.
That I'm aware of. I still can't change my name from when I screwed it up all the way at the beginning. Sorg.
All right, Chachi, you ready to take us around the net?
Sure am, Bobby. It is time for this week's video game themed things from around the internet.
Net.
Let's start with the runners-up as per normal. So there's a county in California that if you take them violent video games to the district attorney of its Marin County, they'll give you ice cream.
That's not a good
what?
deal.
It better be some goddamn great ice cream.
It's Ben and Jerry's.
Ooh.
That's not a good deal. Well, that might be a good deal.
But yeah, so you take your violent video games, they'll give you ice cream.
How much ice cream for video games?
It doesn't say.
That might be a bad deal.
Well, it probably depends on like how long you've had the game.
You know what is going to happen now? Go ahead.
And it's just like the GameStop trade deal here.
I was just gonna say.
It's going to be like $5 for like GTA 5, and you just get like 1 scoop of vanilla ice cream with a little bit of sprinkles on top.
No, you know what's going to happen? GameStop is going to start trading your games in for ice cream now.
This is all an ice cream racket.
Yeah.
Normally I would agree with Rizz on this, but Ben & Jerry's doesn't make just vanilla.
They make good stuff. The one flavor I miss that they made was late night snack, and they don't make it anymore.
Stop it. We're not talking about that.
This is not the ice cream cast.
I want to talk about late night snack.
Nope.
You guys are ruining my fat guy dreams.
You can, if you have $1,000, you can buy PS4 themed Air Jordans.
I can't buy late night snack because they don't make it anymore.
Yeah, so that's a thing. The only cool thing about this is that they have HDMI ports in the back.
For what?
But decoration.
To trip yourself.
Yeah. It's all decoration. They don't actually do anything. So yeah, that.
If you were really skilled with a USB cord, you could like throw it at somebody and trip them up.
Yeah. If you can throw an HDMI cord into the port from a distance, you're bullseye.
Batman Beyond.
So yeah, those are both things, and those are both runners up this week. So let's get to the apple of this this apple candy apple.
Come on. If you're not gonna have
This
commitment,
Candy
Leave me alone.
This Candy
So,
Crush of an apple thing.
That's
Yeah.
why you can't get my ice cream.
the first two are from are actually submissions. The first one's from Rizz.
Hi.
He pointed me to the Smosh Games honest trailer of Ocarina of Time.
Oot.
It's hilarious. Even I put a line from it afterwards because I seriously stopped and rewound the video to listen to it like 4 times. But it's and cringe as his Microsoft paperclip of a sidekick runs its mouth the whole fucking game.
And they just replay it over and over again. It's
Yeah.
Listen, you sound like,
listen, hey.
listen, you sound like you're trying to write a resume.
Yeah. But that's also why I put Clippy as the image for this week's post. If you didn't notice that. Up next is I think it's Japanese. I don't know. It's hard to get information from it. But a violinist plays along with Super Mario Brothers. He plays the violin as someone else plays the game and reacts accordingly. Extremely talented fellow.
Wonder if that guy could trade his violins in for ice cream.
It's not a violent video game.
No, but his violins.
Bobby.
Oh.
Bobby, no.
Bobby,
Bobby.
no.
Bobby, you are not allowed to speak until the end of this segment.
Okay.
You have lost that privilege. Last but not least, what if Facebook statuses were turned into a Street Fighter type game? Well, thanks to this 4-minute and 32-second video, you can wonder no more. It's hilarious. It's basically a back and forth battle of bragging, humble brag, like Facebook updates. So yeah, it's pretty freaking hilarious. And that is all I have for you on this week's video game themed things from around the internet.
net.
Back to you, Bobby.
Can I talk now?
Yeah, the segment's over.
All right. Time to get to some news bits here. Things you should be made aware of. Guys, Final Fantasy 15 released their trailer this week. And basically what it was, it's going to be a group of K-pop stars from Japan, they look like it anyways, on a road trip. But the big controversy is there are no women in the party this time. There's 4 guys.
Sausage fest.
Yeah, it's pretty much a K-pop sausage fest. But the graphics and everything look amazing. It's like unlike any other Final Fantasy game that they've come out with. There's like when the vehicle drives by, there's this giant monster that and they're like looking and pointing at it. But somebody took that and photoshopped them at because they're in a vehicle which looks like a regular car. Somebody photoshopped their reactions to a drive-through ordering menu. They replaced the background with that, so that was pretty funny. But a lot of people have taken Twitter to complain about the game's lack of women. Somebody said, "Though seriously, Final Fantasy 15, all emo men with the only girl a token girlfriend type? Really?" We've seen three women in Final Fantasy 15 so far. Hopefully there will be more. But now that the game is looking a tad one-sided, and somebody else said that if Final Fantasy 15 is literally just 80 hours of beautiful anime men cruising with the top down and occasionally monster hunting, I'm down as fuck. So yeah, so it's a mixed reaction, but yeah, with the tradition of Final Fantasy games, like with strong females in their parties, this is kind of a disappointment, but we'll see where it goes from here. I mean, they could add somebody later on. These could be just the 4 starting characters, but then again, the guy that created the game said you just have four dudes. So, All right, moving on to another thing from Tokyo Game Show. Final Fantasy V, the Phantom Pain, was demoed, and an interesting thing happened. Snake threw out what he called a digital decoy, and it was the ghost from the playable teaser that Silent Hills that was the talk of last week, or last couple weeks, with the Guillermo del Toro and Hideo Kojima's game. So what do you guys think about this? Do you find it interesting that he would put a character from like a demo that just happened like in the game as like a weapon that Snake can use as a decoy?
Nope. No, and Hideo Kojima? Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. And what is the lead time? What is the lead time on all these video games, despite the demo just coming out? Nope.
Yeah. And it's very fast because they must have been working on this at the same time. So it's kind of cool, but the bad guys react very scared, and it definitely is a distraction for them. So that's pretty cool.
I just to quickly add to the Final Fantasy news this week.
Okay.
Square Enix has announced that it will release a cloud gaming service called Shinra Technologies.
They should just call it Cloud Strife.
So, yeah, Square Enix kind of wants Shinra to actually exist and take over the world. So that's a thing.
That's where we get Umbrella and have them fight to the death.
Shouldn't they just rebrand Google?
They should.
And this week, the WWE 2K15 trailer was released, and it looks amazing. The only drawback was the WWE's use of Kid Rock's "Ba with the Ba."
Yeah.
Because Vince
is stuck in the 90s.
And he's stuck in the Attitude Era, and he can't get out. I mean, it looks great with the that soundtrack, I guess, but that's from 1990. That's when I graduated high school.
But here's the thing, Bobby. What would you rather put in there? Nickelback? Saliva?
No.
Somebody that they've used in the past?
Yeah. That's the only bands they use is Saliva and Kid Rock. Limp Bizkit. They could have used Limp Bizkit, so it could have been worse.
No, shut your... Yeah, okay, yeah. Okay, I had your... I almost stopped you right there.
Yeah, it could have been worse. It could have been worse.
Limp Bizkit could have got a paycheck from this.
Yeah, but
for what you're thankful.
But the graphics look very impressive. But they did, like we said our last show, they pushed the game back to November, so it's going to be a while before we can play it. Yeah, only on next gen, like the current gen. But that's what the trailer was for. It was for the next gen graphics and everything. So
no, okay. Let me stop you right there, Bobby. There is no such thing as a commercial for a next gen console.
Well, they're current
because all of the graphics are the exact same.
Yeah.
Every single one of them.
If you believe that.
Do I believe that?
If you believe that.
I do believe that.
Do you want me to rant right here on this show?
No, that's okay. We can move on.
Oh, man. Do we have time? Do we?
No. We do not have time. All right.
Oh, I had the intro all lined up, and now thanks to Bobby, I have Nickelback stuck in my head.
You guys wouldn't let me talk about ice cream. So we're going to move on. Chachi, I think you have a review for us that you're also mad at me about.
Well, yeah, because you made me do it.
Yeah, but it wasn't as bad as you thought it was. Though.
I'm not one to back down from a challenge. Plus, I will play. I say that I will play whatever people recommend me to play, if it's possible.
And it was a quirky little game, and it got us attention from the creator this week as well.
Well, I've determined, and they're very nice people.
Yeah, they are.
But I determined that this is a new developer, so they're trying to please everyone.
Yeah.
And they'll soon learn that that's impossible.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I do reviews, I try to do them from a the word I'm looking for is escaping me. But I try to do it nicely. I don't want to just rip on a game for an entire post. So I post the goods and the bads. This week's game, thanks to Bobby, is HipstaFox from Fluffy Wiggle from the Fluffy Wiggle developer.
Say that again. Say that again.
Fluffy Wiggle. Fluffy Wiggle. I know, it's an amazing name. I give them credit for a great company name. It's available on Android and iOS. And essentially what it is a rhythmic platform. No, not platform, just a rhythmic game. You are a fox, and you want to get dolled up to pick up lady foxes.
Yeah.
So you stay on beat, you collect the flowers in the order that they show, and the more flowers you gather, you can buy hipster accessories to put on your fox. Monocle, top hat, bow tie, that type of stuff, to help attract the lady foxes.
Mm-hmm.
Not a bad game. There are some bugs to it, though. For example, it's not very responsive sometimes. The game lags a lot, and the song gets stuck in your head.
I played it without sound, which
well, how can you play the game without sound?
I played it without sound,
and
I didn't do very good because of that.
But basically, it's it sounds like a classical version of What Does the Fox Say? So that didn't help because that song got stuck in my head. And that's why I put it at the bottom of the review. But essentially, 2 buttons, 1 level, 1 song. Tap the red button to collect red flowers, blue button to collect blue, tap both for purple, and try to collect a bunch of flowers so you can pimp out your fox.
Did you pimp out your fox?
No, because I couldn't get past 47.
Yeah, pretty much.
I got to 47, and either the game would start lagging, stop responding, or I would just flat out mess up. And because it's only 1 level and 1 song, it gets boring really quick. How this game has a 4.5 rating out of 5 on Google Play Store is beyond me. I have no idea how they pulled this off. Unless people are just like, oh man, this is such a weird concept that I'm rating it high. And that's the only scenario I can think of. I myself gave it 3 out of 5 because when you boil it down, not a bad game, just not something that you're going to be playing for a while.
Yeah.
You can download it, play it once in a while if you want it to take up space, but no, it's not something that you're going to pick up all the time.
Is it still on your phone?
No, I deleted it as soon as I finished the post. Actually, that happens in most cases. Once I do the review, I get rid of the game to make room for the next game. Unless it's something like Supercard or
I was gonna say unless it's like one you really like.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just not a bad game, just not something that you play a lot. I just have to reiterate
it's basically just a nice distraction, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't even say that. I mean, you're probably distracted for like 2 minutes, and then the game is gone.
It was a cool idea, though. It was a cool idea. Kudos to them.
It was a cool idea. The developer is really responsive to criticism. They thanked both me and the Insert Coin Twitter account for the review, and told me that they would work on the issues with the game. So I told them I told them that when they fix the issues to let me know, and I'll try it again, and update the review accordingly. But so that's HipstaFox.
Right.
I still don't like you, Bobby.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. All right, guys. Big news out of Blizzard today. They canceled Project Titan. Project Titan was a massive multiplayer game, online game, that they've been working on for 7 years.
Jeez.
And they canceled it today. And the reason it was canceled because they said it wasn't fun.
Okay, then why wait for 7 years?
Well, they went
back.
They went back to reevaluate the game, and they said that when they reevaluated it, they just lost the passion. They didn't find the passion for the game, and they just, they decided not to continue making it. And this game, since it's been in development for a long time, they pulled a lot of their staff off of this game and put them on different projects. So, I mean, and they go on to say here, they created World of Warcraft, and they felt really confident that they knew how to make an MMO. So when they set out to make the most ambitious thing they could possibly imagine, it didn't come together for them. So, I know a lot of people are probably like disappointed because Blizzard's known for their MMOs and their awesome games and stuff like that. So it's just kind of disappointing, and this might actually hurt them in the long run financially, because to put 7 years into a game just to be like, we're not coming out with that game.
But Bobby,
What?
No, we're talking about Blizzard.
It's gonna hurt them financially.
They're gonna be just fine.
They probably will come out okay.
Because they have World of Warcraft.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's still going. But when you sink something like this 7 years into a project, only to have it turn out to be nothing,
it still doesn't help the bottom line in the long run.
It's not going to help them at all.
The accountants will not be pleased.
Yeah.
No, they'll get over it when they see the millions of other people who are signing up for, World of Warcraft, and what's the other one they have?
Yeah, but World of Warcraft isn't doing as good as it used to, though.
But they're doing just fine, Bobby.
Okay.
Just fine.
If you want to believe that.
I do believe. Are you trying to make that a thing?
If you want to believe that.
Oh, they also have a little game called Diablo.
Yeah, that Diablo is gonna be a good thing for them.
StarCraft is still huge in China, I'm sure.
Yeah, StarCraft.
Yeah.
Warcraft.
They have other properties, but I'm saying
those three Triforce, that Triforce of games is just
But
good enough.
It's never a good thing when you have a giant project like this that you just put time and resources and people behind, and then it just there's nothing there from it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
okay.
Yeah, it's kind of disappointing for them. But man, what are you gonna do? All right. After years of trying to find a home, the Video Game History Museum now has a home. It's going to be in the Frisco, Texas Discovery Center. They approved nearly 10,400 square feet and $1 million to cover the startup costs of this video game museum. So it's going to be in Frisco County, I guess, Texas, near Dallas-Fort Worth.
So I have a reason to go to Texas now.
Yeah, we have a reason to go to Texas now. Not to see Eamon, no way. But I think this is good. I mean, it's about time. They've been looking for a home for this video game museum. They were traveling around showing off different games and stuff like that at conventions. Now they have a place where they can put all their stuff. And they said they want it to be bigger, and they're asking Nintendo, Sega for donations to help make it even bigger, so they can put arcade games in and actually have a giant arcade. They want to put every single arcade game they have that's in storage out. As of right now, they said they're going to be swapping games in and out when they first build it. But if they get a building big enough, they can put everything out at once. So I think that's really cool.
So what you're saying is bring a wheelbarrow full of quarters.
Yes, bring a wheelbarrow full of quarters.
Okay.
I hope it's pay one price and then you can play unlimited games. I think that would be kind of fun.
I will never leave. This is just a bad idea all around. You can't put me in a video game museum with working video games and expect me to ever go home. I will hide in a closet somewhere. I will shower in the bathroom sink and get my food from the cafeteria. Oh, man, this is a bad idea.
But
I'm just gonna move to Texas and work there.
This actually is our final round question too. What games would you guys put in a video game museum?
Well, you gotta have the classics. You gotta have Pong.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Pong, Pac-Man, Asteroid, stuff like that. Frogger.
Cubert.
Maybe.
What's wrong with Cubert?
But you still have to have, some of the newer ones, though. Like, maybe, I know this is not that new, but, Sonic.
Oh, yeah.
Stuff like that. Maybe GTA 3.
You could have a wing devoted to each console.
Yeah. There's a lot of games out there that we grew up playing.
Donkey Kong.
Zelda.
Mm-hmm.
I can list all the games that should be on here, but I'm going to let other people talk.
You know what? I disagree with you. Not every video game should be in the video game museum.
Most of the games that we have found enjoyment.
Yeah, well, I mean, Sonic, Mario, of course, the 16-bit gen is going to be in there. But, I mean, up until... you could probably put a couple of Xbox 360 games in there. Just
Halo.
Because, I mean, there's some... There's some... Well, first off, considering that the Xbox 360 and PS3 was the longest surviving generation of video game consoles, there's some groundbreaking stuff that came out because of that. So, I mean, that stuff would have to be in there. But, I mean, as far as, like, new stuff, no. There's no reason. Yeah. You can put, like, artwork from Destiny in there, considering it's the fastest growing new IP. But, I mean...
Not right away, but what's not to say that you would add them later,
What, right. Yeah. I mean, because it is a museum, so stuff will change. But, I mean... I think that you stick with the stuff that paved the way for the stuff that we have now. So, I mean, yeah, it would all be like Atari and early Nintendo, early Sega, and all that stuff.
PS1.
So, what's that?
And PS1 games.
Yeah, right. So, I mean, as far as arcade games go, you don't really need all that much. But, I mean, if you have it, why waste it?
Yeah, they have a massive collection of arcade games. They said
right. So I mean, just throw that stuff in there because I mean, there's no use. I would own any arcade machine game, quite frankly, before I would let it sit in a closet and collect dust. So I don't know. I will be taking a trip to Texas to see this. I can tell you that now. I have no reason to ever go to Texas before this. So once it opens, then yes, I will go to Texas. And you can keep bringing up Eamon, our friend in Texas, but I see him when he comes here. I'm not that worried about it.
All right. Anybody have anything else to add to that?
One of the other ones, maybe put in like, well, we won't add the console version of these, but how about some Don Bluth games?
Yeah.
Space Ace,
Dragon
Lair, stuff like that. That in those times, that was the future.
Oh, it was an interactive cartoon.
Yes, that was the future of.
How about that
video games and arcade games?
How about that first hologram game? There's like with the little tiny cowboy people.
Yeah, I think it was Time. I think it was Time Cop or something.
Yeah,
I think
Time Cop.
Definitely any of those, or the Laserdisc video games like the Mad Dog McCree's. I was thinking like even like
Night
some
Trap.
of the knockoff Pac-Man like modifications, like just because that represents history. Like it has to be a representative thing. It's not all going to be just like, oh, it's a bunch of the best games in history. It's representative.
Do we add a Sega CD and Jaguar?
Sure, it's part of history.
Just put in Night Trap.
Yeah.
Yep.
That could go in.
Hey, listen. Look at it this way. It's a regular museum, but with video games.
I'm sure there'll be.
In regular museums, you cover the Holocaust.
Oh, jeez.
Wow.
So you have to cover the Holocaust of video games too.
I'm sure the Virtual Boy will have a place in.
Right, exactly.
No, Superman 64 is going to
No,
be
no.
So,
Aquaman for the Nintendo 64.
Just because you're opening a museum doesn't mean you don't cover, or doesn't mean you can't cover, or you don't cover the bad stuff.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
mean, there's always bad stuff. You have to cover it as well.
You
All right.
take the good, you take the bad.
There
Take
you
them
have it.
both.
There you
There
go.
you have.
You have
Facts of life.
All right, on that note, that's going to do it for us this week.
And there's the show title, everybody.
You can follow us on Twitter on @InsertCoinTB. You can visit us at InsertCoinToBegin.com. New articles going up daily. And you can join us live each and every Tuesday night at live.sorgatronmedia.com. Special thanks to Michael Allen at Mike Allen PR for helping us with the notes and tweets all night. For @Sorgatron, @Chachi Says, @BRizz, I'm @BobbyFJTown. Game over, guys.